at 11 a.m. With the Mississippi State softball team. And then he's the number one recruiter there. And then we'll go to Steve Robertson in Starkville. By then, well, it's already been announced, but it'll be officially at 11 a.m. Who's coming to Starkville, who's coming to Hattiesburg, and who will be playing there, and then where Ole Miss will be going. Plus, you'll be following other SEC teams around. The 16 regional hosts, you want me to go through them all?
Yeah, I need to know them. I don't know any of them.
I know you don't.
I can't guess.
All right, UCLA.
Yep. That's my first guess.
Georgia Tech.
Yep.
Georgia.
Yes.
North Carolina.
Okay.
Auburn.
Really? All right.
Texas.
Yeah.
Florida. Florida State. Southern Miss. Alabama.
Another one. Okay.
Kansas. So the Big 12 got two.
The Big 12 got two. SEC. Oh, keep going.
West Virginia, another Big
Sure.
12 team. Kind of reminds me of basketball.
Kansas and them?
Like Huggy versus Self.
What's going on?
Nebraska,
Odd.
which is right down the road from Omaha. A&M,
Yeah. God.
Mississippi State,
Oh, my God.
and Oregon.
So the SEC snuck what, half of the field? Is that 8?
Is that 7?
7 or 8?
Yeah. So
Good God.
how about that?
Still revert back to the I need to know who's doing these ROIs and strength of schedule.
7. Yeah. I mean, that's strong.
If that,
They had 8 last year, right? So 7 this year.
with one on the cusp being on this.
Well, and Arkansas felt
Yeah.
like see, here's where people get, especially newbies to the deal, which is fine. You want as many people under the 10 as you can, but the SEC baseball tournament doesn't move the needle after Friday. Okay? And so people like to dream up, well, we got to the semifinals, where we got to the finals, where we went, da-da-da. And the committee wants to they want to put more focus, as I agree, on games 1 through 56 rather than just a couple of days.
Yeah.
I mean, kudos to the teams who win in their turn. And those that have to win to get in,
Oh, it's
different deal.
Yeah.
Or win enough just to get in, not to like host.
Right.
Both, right? Win to get an automatic berth, what some of those conferences need, and then win to get in. Like, going in the SEC tournament, man, if we win 2 games, we'll at least go somewhere.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, because it's proven SEC teams can win on the road. Mississippi State and Ole Miss have done it, among many, Florida, among many, many others. But yeah, so, the Razorbacks, they finished at 23 RPI, which is still great.
Yeah.
I mean, 12th strength of schedule. I mean, won a bunch of games, 37 wins, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, Mississippi State was deserving for start to finish. They won 40 games. They had some good non-con wins, and they did just enough in a brutal SEC to win 16 games, but 18 total. Don't forget that Ole Miss neutral field game was a big bump for Mississippi State. It's been a big – when Ole Miss won it in 2022, it was a big bump for them. Depending on the year, I mean, it's always good to win it neutral. They're both good majority of the time. I know State slipped off for a couple of years after national championship,
Right.
and so did Ole Miss. Weird. But this past year, you're talking about 2 teams that unbelievable strength of schedule and RPI. That win
Did it do it?
in Pearl was big.
Yeah.
Every win. But you got 2 more SEC wins outside of your 30-game schedule.
Is that a walk-off?
Ole Miss. I don't think it was a walk-off in Pearl. Yeah. But, you went 4-0 against Ole Miss.
Yeah.
And you needed all the juice. Look, teams don't just rip off. What Georgia did this year is insane, winning 23 games in conference.
Oh, my God. They finished with 23?
They went 23-7. I don't know if people really understand how freaking hard, difficult, brutal, incredible, amazing, remarkable, spectacular that is.
Figuring at 15 typically, or 15 to 16 can get you to host. That's
Right.
That's going 500 in the SEC.
Yeah, you don't host at 15.
You host at 16.
You host at 16.
So just slightly above 500.
Yeah, which is 16 and 14 is really good.
Yeah.
17 and 13 is really, really good. And anything more than that is unfreaking believable in the league.
23.
So,
Did they lose a series?
I mean, Texas won 19 games.
Golly.
That's
Where's Auburn?
Bama won 18. Auburn won 17. This is all strong. Florida ended up with 18. So, and A&M ended up with 18. Of course, Mississippi State and A&M played the last series of the year. A&M won 2 or 3. But yeah, hey,
Wow.
Brian, this is interesting. State fans have, and again, that mentality I don't agree with or adhere to, but the people on social media on the boards that were just trying to convince themselves and or people that follow them or read it that you weren't worthy. I've never, ever seen anything like it. Like, there were people that were defiant that it wasn't going to work out. Now, we were on Thursday, and we said, you're hosting.
Yeah.
So, cheers to that. And Steve Robertson came on later in the show, and he said, guys, unless they stole it from you,
Right.
it's done.
Which?
So, anyway, it's exciting, and you're excited, we're excited, and this is what they're saying.
You gonna show me the money.
That's right. That's what Tomas is saying.
You gonna show me the money.
And after the season, they will. I mean, he's already making money, but he'll make more money because he's going to be big-time player.
You got to re-recruit that guy.
No, he's good to go.
He's already been re-recruited once.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's staying.
Yeah, for sure.
He'll just
Why wouldn't
he'll just make. Well, why would you leave
Why
Mississippi
would you
State
leave?
in baseball?
And you're that good.
Right. I mean, if you're borderline or not playing,
Sure, you get
I
on
very
that.
much
No
understand
doubt.
looking another spot.
But good Lord.
But when you're Tomas and you're going to be the face of the program next year, but we got baseball to be played this weekend. And
Did Georgia ever lose a series, though? I mean,
I don't know. I don't think so.
27 or 23-7. That's going to be hard to find a series loss in there, right?
Yeah, they
That is-
swept Mississippi State in Starkville.
Does that happen much?
They beat Ole Miss in Oxford 2-1.
Is that the best SEC season ever? I mean,
Now that I don't know
23-7
if
is-
teams have gone 24-6 or 25-5. That's a good question.
2013 Vandy.
God, what'd they do? Really? 2013? God, they didn't even make the national championship series. It was Mississippi State and UCLA.
Yep.
That goes to show you how
Wow.
insane baseball is. All right, let's keep moving. Good morning. A little bit different, but good morning. Welcome in. We've got a couple interviews we're going to drop. We're having fun today, and we wanted to do a show, so this is fun. This is exciting. Southern Miss fans fired up. Mississippi State fans fired up. Ole Miss should be fired up because they've got the pitching to go on the road and win a regional. We're live in the Bank Plus studio, Out of Bounds, brought to you by Superior Foundation. If you have foundation problems, issues, they're miserable, call Superior Foundation today. Superior.ms, locally owned, and they have a warranty with their work.
nowhere.
That's what Brian O'Connor and Christian Ostrander said. Mississippi State, Southern Miss, both hosting. Here we go. Out of bounds, ESPN 1059, The Zone. Bow Bounds, Double Down. On 1059, The Zone, ESPN. Tyler Bratton at 11 a.m. Mississippi State softball recruiting coordinator. And Steve Robertson at 11:30. We'll recap the brackets. So the 16 regionals. Now we'll see how everything is seeded and go from there. And we can all nerd out over the next 24 hours or a few days as we get ready for another quick turnaround as far as playing baseball and softball.
Yeah.
So unbelievable to go on the road in a super regional to Oklahoma, the most dominant program for several years now in softball. And Samantha Ricketts played there.
They dumped them.
She worked there and played there, and then she gets to do this. Incredible.
Look, that team has been for the last 15 years. They have been the abs. There's no one even close. I think they've piled in at least 8 in the past 15 years.
Okay.
More than that. 10, sorry. Yeah, they won 8 in 10 years starting back in 13ish. So it's about past 15 years they've won at least 8, 9 rings.
National powerhouse program, Oklahoma, eliminated by Mississippi State. How about that? Is that a good way to put it?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure I'm framing it up for you the right way.
Wow, okay. Yeah, she's an Oklahoma girl.
Yeah. Isn't that
Wow.
cool?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet
So,
for her.
absolutely amazing to go to the College World Series.
Yeah. I mean, and then to do it like that against your former team and where you played and coached, that's pretty sweet.
Well, against your former team, like you said, that you played and coached, and that is the powerhouse program, undisputed right now,
Right.
number one softball program in the country.
Close.
So-
Wow, that's pretty sweet.
On their home field.
Yeah.
You dogpiled.
6-0'd them.
Yeah. And you shut them out. So that's ridiculous. Now, we'll see. Now they're in Oklahoma City, which Norman's a suburb of Oklahoma City. So, boom, there you go.
They're going to set the tone. Set the tone for everybody. Get on out there.
Set the
That's what
tone.
they're doing.
Your SEC Insider Hit this morning is brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance. Bundle your auto and home and save with your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent in any of the 82 counties in the great state of Mississippi. We want to say good morning, welcome in to you, and hope that you're having a good weekend. And Memorial Day is a U.S. federal holiday observed on the last Monday of May, as y'all know, honoring the men and women who have died while serving in the U.S. military. So we raise a glass of lemonade or a cold beer to all the men and women who have died serving this country in the U.S. military. We're ESPN 1059 The Zone. We're live in the Bank Plus studio. Tyler Bratton at 11 a.m. Tyler Bratton, assistant coach, softball, Mississippi State, who just beat Oklahoma and heading to the College World Series. And then Steve will recap the 3 teams that are going into Starkville.
Yeah.
And we'll hit a little bit on, Southern Miss, who they're hosting, and then Ole Miss, where they're going. And Ole Miss is capable of winning on the road. As so many of these teams are, like the Arkansas Razorbacks of the world and so on. I mean, when you're good, when you finish in the top 30 RPI in a conference like ours, big time. Big time. It's Towel Day.
Towel Day.
Yeah,
Love a good towel.
I do too.
I mean, that's imperative.
You know what it reminds me of?
Hit me.
Tark the Shark on the bench chewing on the towel
Okay.
while watching his UNLV running Rebels.
Good.
When the one time I saw him live in 1987 at the Final Four, that was the one thing that because as a kid, you're
Oh, yeah.
kind of get fixated on something that you think is cool.
Right.
I didn't have a phone. I didn't have internet.
Right.
But you could watch the tournament year to year, what you could get. You knew about Tark, the Shark, and UNLV and their up-tempo style of play, and they weren't boring. He didn't believe that you had to pass the ball 11 times before, getting a good look. And so when I got there and saw him, he was, larger than life at that time. Tark the Shark and Bobby Knight. Rick Pitino, nobody really knew who he was. I know that's hard to fathom, or to wrap your brain around. But he was with Providence, and they were a Cinderella story, which was amazing. And then Jim Boeheim, he was at Syracuse, and you knew that they were good, but nothing like what he was going to do the next, 30 years. Okay. Now I didn't know that all four of them were going to be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, by then Bobby Knight had already won two. He had won one in 76 and 81 with Isaiah, 76 with Quinn Buckner and that team that went undefeated. And so Bobby, and he had already coached Jordan in the Olympics, and they had won the gold medal and all that. That's that's incredible right there. And he would win it that weekend. We didn't know that on Saturday when I'm showing up at the game for the first of the Final Four. But when I think of Towel Day, I think of Tark the Shark biting on that towel while watching his team get up and down the floor in an up-tempo, fun, fast-paced style. Now, they played D.
Yeah.
Okay? They didn't just – it wasn't like Loyola Marymount, which I loved watching them, and that was fun. Paul Westphal and that whole crew. And Hank Gathers passed away. Bo Kimball shot the free throws in the tournament in his honor from the left with his left hand. But that was, I think, a couple years later. But Tark when I think of a towel, and then I think of Larry Bird.
Oh, yeah, waving the towel.
In 80,
Yes.
80, it may have actually been 87 or somewhere in 86,
On the sideline.
waving the towel and
Iconic.
for the Celtics.
Yes.
And I don't know, towels were like, you just remember, like, they would have these little Magic would have a little towel over his shoulders.
Yep.
Bird. Bird always had, I felt like Bird always had one over his shoulder
Yes.
or over both shoulders.
Yes, a sweat rag.
Yeah.
They had to have it.
Yeah. And then, like you said, a good quality towel
Oh, hopping out of the shower.
is great when you hop out of the shower.
Especially when it's a little warm. Then they have those little heated racks for your towels now.
Yeah.
Those
They had
party.
one in St. Lucia,
Yeah. Those
which
party.
I was like, man, this is way over
Yeah.
Mississippi kids skis. But I was like, okay,
It's nice.
sounds good.
Wait, so how do you not think of a Pittsburgh terrible towel?
Yeah, that's another one. Absolutely.
Was that a thing? Like the whole, like, that you could, as far as you can remember?
I don't remember when
When
they
it
started it.
started,
I don't know if that started with Bradshaw and Mean Joe Green or if that started later with Bill Cowher and their defense and Jerome Bettis. I don't remember when that. I don't know if they've been doing it for decades.
1975.
Okay, well, then that started during their first dynasty under Chuck Noll and Bradshaw and Franco and Mean Joe Green and Lambert. And we talked about Lynn Swan last week
Yep.
and how he was like a ballerina on the sidelines,
Yes.
able to keep a defender who at that time was allowed to mug him and catch a ball and stay in bounds back in the way the NFL was when Lester Hayes and guys were covering you back then. And they could take off your head. I mean, they could absolutely tee off on you during that time. So that's another good one. The terrible towels. Tark the Shark.
Yes.
I don't know why I incorporate towels more with the NBA.
I don't know.
I guess because they're not wearing,
Garb.
like football, you're wearing pads and helmet and all that stuff. But I just think for me, I think of the NBA and I think of the Lakers and and I think of also I was in charge of towel duty sometimes for Belhaven basketball
Nice.
as a kid, and Charlie Rugg was he passed away last week, and I can't believe I had talked about him on the show a couple of days before, how good he was to me, and legendary coach and athletic director, and kept an athletic department going with Band-Aids and paper clips and everything else. But if you knew how many towels I had to manage as a kid when I would work practices and games and everything else in camps for Coach Rugg, or how many times I had to wipe the floor.
Oh, yeah.
Because they didn't have 14 GAs. And I mean, Mississippi State and Ole Miss have all these people now, and they'll go out and get the floor. So if somebody fell, he lets you know, you go over there and you wipe it up. And that gym, like most gyms, as y'all know, growing up, was a sauna.
Ew.
And I mean, there just wasn't a lot. I mean, so many of these things were built post World War II, and the ventilation system was if you had the gym door open.
Yeah. Straight up.
That's just, and we all like to have our towel. When we played,
you got to have your towel.
And you do see people, like pitchers before they go out. I can see Greg Maddux right now in the dugout. When they show video a year later or whatever, getting, wiping off his hands,
Right.
going out, or a batter getting ready and so on. So
That towel probably has his
and then you
name
think about
sewn
like
in it.
the U.S. Olympics when we watch that, gymnastics, things like that. They're always throwing a towel down right before they start their,
Heat.
yeah.
Now the towels kind of become like if you're in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, I mean,
They're everywhere. They give them out complimentary at the door now.
yeah, they're in every seat.
As they should, right?
So you've walked in Mississippi State and Ole Miss and
exactly.
Southern Miss in whatever stadium or arena, and they have towels out there for that theme, that week, whatever's going on.
They're imperative. They play a really good role in sports here now.
Yeah.
And you can't use another man's towel.
You really can't.
Imagine if you would have walked up and used Maddox's towel. Yeah, right.
Maddux.
They
What a cat.
Wouldn't let you live.
I keep watching that documentary. I can't get enough of it because Greg Maddux. He's tied. He was in Vegas when Vegas was a rural town, and he got to see that whole thing as a kid in the 80s. That's pretty cool. Of course, he lives. He loves Vegas. He loves playing cards, as you could see in the documentary.
Right.
Doesn't surprise me that the way he's wired, and he's so bright, probably close to on the spectrum, and it doesn't surprise me that he loves card games. The way his mind worked with placement of the baseball and movement.
Also, doesn't surprise me that he liked to get Bobby Cox thrown out of ball games.
Now that was funny as hell.
That's pretty awesome.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's National Wine Day. We had some wine last night, some damn good wine.
Good days.
What?
Those are good days.
I know, man.
Strong.
Well, look at this one. National Sing Out Loud Day.
Nice.
Do you ever sing out loud?
Yeah. It just depends on the time of the day.
I do too. I think you should. Now,
Yeah.
Wendy says I talk to myself a lot,
Yeah,
which I do. But singing out loud's fun.
You should talk to yourself. It's a good thing.
I agree.
Somebody's got to listen.
Yeah, it's therapeutic.
Right.
Dude, let's go. All right. National Wine Day was created to celebrate the full spectrum of wine.
Okay.
Wine and food, been doing that since even before Jesus and the disciples, and they did it.
That's right.
They broke bread, drank wine. So very cool. Very, very, very cool. There was one other thing that jumped out at me. National Greek Day. And No, geek. Okay, so like
Nice.
geek. Yeah, those people are important.
Yeah.
All right. I was thinking of Greek food because we went to Ambar in Washington, D.C. last week, which I was so impressed with. It was Balkan Mediterranean,
Dang.
and like the
Actually.
family owned. I mean, the lamb bolognese was insane. The lamb skewers were insane. You could tell everything was fresh and clean. All their hummus made in house. I mean, it was
Yeah, I bet that was good.
free. It was ridiculous. If you're in the Capitol Hill area, I wanted. And by the way, they've got 2 private dining rooms that are just like super character and wine bars in them. It's really well done. So we had a good time there.
I feel like you got to wear pants to go to those places.
You did,
Okay, all right.
yeah.
Good for
Well,
them.
I mean, you
yeah.
can wear shorts. It's not a
Okay.
dress up place.
All right, nice.
Yeah.
Some kind of pants.
I mean, even fine dining is this day and age. Fine dining is still casual wear. Now,
Pants.
that may mean like a pullover untucked and some jeans.
Okay, that's fine.
But we didn't go to any places where you had to wear a blazer.
Nice.
Or a
Okay.
sport
yeah,
coat. I packed one,
Just in case.
Jack Victor sport coat from the Rogue Men's Store, because I didn't know if Trump was going to call
That's right.
or JD Vance
That's on. I mean,
and see if we need to hang out. And so I've just gotten to the point where, unless I absolutely know I don't need it, if I'm going on a trip like that, I put a sport coat in.
probably
You
smart.
don't ever know.
you would hate for your reason to not be able to go somewhere, so you don't have a sport coat.
Exactly. And I didn't know where Wendy was making reservations and stuff.
Right.
So
Smart call.
I had one.
How do you pack it?
There is a way to fold
Okay.
a sport coat. You fold it inside out.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And a buddy of mine, Dodds, taught me how to do it. I mean, I'd been packing a sport coat for years, just trying to
Yeah.
well, there's a way to do it that is incredible.
Really?
And you get it out of your suitcase and you hang it up
No way.
in your hotel room or Vrbo or Airbnb,
Yeah.
and it's ready to go.
So you got secret sauce. I need to see this.
Yeah. I'll bring it in one day.
Yeah. I need to see how
And
this is done.
this will be a cool,
Well, I do.
because we can incorporate the Rogue Men's Store. I'll bring it in one day and fold it on air.
Look,
and,
proper
put,
folding?
and I'll put it in one of those Whiskey 61
Yeah.
Delta Voyager
There
bags.
we go.
And that way you can see how the whole thing goes.
So, I mean, proper folding is imperative.
No doubt.
You don't want to look.
You know how there are people listening who have traveled more than me, but I've been on a bunch of 1 night, 2 night, 3 night road trips
Right.
in my life. Hundreds, maybe more than that. And I've got the packing down
It's
to a science.
got to.
I got it. And I mean, we've done 48,
You have a rule of thumb?
100. I mean, I think we've done 150 shows from Pearl River Resort. But anyway, what?
You have a rule of thumb when packing?
Rule of thumb.
So, like,
Boxers and socks trump everything.
Okay,
you
yeah,
can
yeah,
when you're traveling around, you can wear a pair of pants again,
yeah,
and wear a shirt again.
That's
And
right.
Obviously, you can wear a pullover
that's right.
as many times as you want.
Good point. Like that.
Boxers and socks are the move,
Gotta have
and you have to have what you need in your DOP kit,
Yes.
including vitamins that actually work. So, yeah, that's kind of that's it.
Those are good rules of thumb.
I don't know how many wine keys I've had confiscated, cigar cutters.
Oh, man, yes.
I mean, it's well over into
Hey.
double digits on both.
Yeah, you can't fly with that.
No, they don't
Okay.
like a wine key, and they don't like a cigar cutter, and they don't like a cigar lighter.
No.
And because of my day trips, I forget sometimes to get it out,
Yeah.
and then I get on even TSA pre-check. Now sometimes they get through,
Yeah.
but it's funny. More major metropolitan, you can get it through than Jackson.
That doesn't surprise me.
Jackson takes it right when I'm even trying to just get in.
Hey, man, look, we can't take any risks.
Yeah.
They're worried about you firing one up on the, on the airplane.
That may be a goal of mine for one of my friends to fly me
How's it
private
not?
and light a cigar.
Why is it not a thing? I mean, can
That
private
would be Interesting.
If you fly private, can you do that right now, or is that still illegal?
I'm confident you can do whatever the hell you want.
Right, when you're that far up in the air.
Yeah. It's just a matter if you want to keep all that smoke in the cabin.
Right. Yeah. It dissipates.
Yeah. Kind of.
There's
I mean,
a little fog.
to a certain extent, I
Yeah.
guess.
That's what I'm gonna tell them whenever I'm telling them I'm firing one up.
Is that what you're going to tell
Yeah,
them?
it'll be gone. Don't worry about it. Crack a window.
What?
Just crack a window.
All right. Whose day is it today? Is it more Samantha Ricketts? I think it is kind of when you punch your ticket
She's going to
to the College World Series.
Yeah.
And you beat Oklahoma, the most dominant program the last decade-ish.
Yeah.
But it's also a big day for Brian O'Connor because
Oh, it is.
the Mississippi State fan base has been so on edge all year. And then for Southern Miss, Ostrander will host too, which is freaking amazing. So Southern Miss continues to find a way to navigate this new NIL on a tight budget and win big. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Boy.
Mississippi State has, along with other SEC teams, has a running ton of money. I mean, they're paying Brian O'Connor $3 million. He just got a $250,000 bonus, I think.
Nice.
But they're paying him $3 million. Plus, he brought 10 people from Virginia, so that's a big payroll. Plus, they invested in the team as they should. But what Coach Oz has done at Southern Miss is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what else is amazing. The crawfish, shrimp, crab legs, and mushrooms at Mudbugs, they'll be back open Wednesday. Mudbugs for the win. Good morning. Welcome in. We are the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. If you're looking for your next hunting property, you want to call Matt Anderson with Southeastern Land Group. Matt's number is 601-408-5155. He has sold several properties in the last month that he has sent to me, some beautiful properties in the Delta and around the Big Black River. Matt Anderson, if you're looking for that piece of land, that hunting property, some farmland combo hunting property, investment property. Matt Anderson, Southeastern Land Group, 601-408-5155. Matt Anderson, Southeastern Land Group. Call him right now or text him, 601-408-5155. A couple of those properties never hit the market that he sold his clients. Matt Anderson, Southeastern Land Group, for your next hunting camp or farmland.
You gonna show me the money.
Good morning. Welcome into the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone, brought to you by Two Brothers, phenomenal restaurant and bar. Older Brother Bistro, amazing place. Barton Dinkins, award-winning pitmaster, and another fabulous restaurant in Starkville, Mississippi, Taste Italian Kitchen in Starkville and Ridgeland. This is 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. We want to welcome in associate head coach for Mississippi State softball, Tyler Bratton, to the show. Samantha Ricketts, Tyler Bratton, the staff and the team go to Oklahoma, the most dominant softball program in the country the last 15 years, maybe longer. And they win a super regional and punch their ticket to the College World Series. Tyler, good morning. Congratulations to you and your crew.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you having me on the show today.
Absolutely. So when did you and Samantha feel like this was a squad? I mean, before, you put together your roster the last year or so, and I know it's so transactional today and so on, but last fall, late winter, you start playing. Did y'all feel like y'all had a team that could make a run like this, Tyler?
We did, and it was, even when we had some close losses in the SEC, it was always, we just felt like this team was built for May. That was the big target when we, we did some portal recruiting this past summer and brought in the number 3 ranked transfer portal class, and it was heavy with arms. We knew that was going to be something we needed to bring in and really, boost our bullpen and that sort of stuff. And, we just thought that having different looks in the bullpen was going to give us a chance. Defense has been exceptionally well. I think after the regional weekend, we were number 2 in the nation in terms of fielding percentage. So, when Ron Polk will always tell you, pitching, defense, and timely hitting gives you a chance. And, it's just a matter of getting some timely hits. And, man, we've been able to execute and get some of those done here as of late.
Man, Tyler Bratton on the Out of Bounds Show, MSU softball. He's been with MSU baseball. He's been around MSU athletics for a long time. They're going to the College World Series. Samantha Ricketts, Tyler Bratton, and a just team of unbelievable athletes and players. All right, so you've been around. Y'all have had success. I mean, y'all have had a lot of success in this program.
We have. We've been close the last couple of years from knocking that door down, but right. It's kind of good to finally get that to go this year for us.
All right, well, talk about that. You obviously have a team. Look, when the Alabama footballs, Oklahoma softballs, UConn women's hoops, the list goes on and on. When they go on runs, sometimes even when you've got a good team, it's easy to take yourself out mentally because of the name on the front of the jersey. You right. Obviously have a team they were not worried about that one bit. Why is that?
Well, I think one of the things now, too, is when they've joined the SEC, and even before Oklahoma and Texas were in the SEC, I believe we had played Oklahoma 5 straight years going into this. We had them off this year and on our regular season schedule, but another year in a row, we played them a bunch of times, I think 11 times going into this weekend, just in recent history. So it's a team we're familiar with. A lot of our roster is returning from last year's team, and we played a really close series at their place last year, Easter weekend. So we were familiar with that crowd. It's an incredible atmosphere there. Their fans really come out and support the Sooners and all that. Yeah. So it was something we were kind of used to a degree. But the thing about this league is it just prepares you for these moments. It's week in and week out. You're facing elite arms all the time. And you look at our SEC season this year, we had all of our 8 weekends were quad 1 opponents. Every one of them, 8 weekends in a row, all top 25 RPI teams, and nobody else had that schedule. So we felt like, hey, keep the ship on the right track. Get to May, and good things are going to come, and you're starting to see some of that really paying off.
All right, Tyler, you won the first game, and there's all this emotions, right? I mean, you go into Norman, you beat the best softball program in the country in game 1. They hadn't lost, they haven't lost a game at home in a super regional since like World War II. And so y'all win, and you want them to celebrate, then you got to kind of get them back locked in. You lose game 2. When you and Samantha were talking between game 2 and game 3, was there any doubt that they could get back up and punch the ticket like you did?
No, there was no doubt at all, and I think it was, we embraced the underdog role. Delaney had a great quote post-game yesterday on her interviews that, hey, man, an underdog is still a dog, you know, and that was kind of something that we relished that. We relished that chip on our shoulder mindset, you know, and so it's kind of just another opportunity. But at the end of the day, we say all the time, our weekend series in the league is like super regionals. So we have 8 super regionals, and we've been in a lot of rubber matches this year. So it's kind of one of those where, hey, you know, let the cards play, let them, you know, go as they're going to go. And we got a pretty good team playing really good softball right now. Offense has really come along, and with our pitching staff and our defense, you know, we're kind of always in the hunt. So we just thought if we could get some timely hits early, put the pressure on them, make them have to answer back, something that a lot of teams don't do up here. They don't take an early lead on them up here, and we were able to do that early in the game. And then the important part was shutting them down in the first. We got the 2 spot in the top of the first, but you know, Ella Parker hit one off the wall, and Tatum threw her out of second base. That was a huge momentum swing, throwing her out of second base and getting that shutdown inning in the top of the first, and then just being able to attack runs on. Once you start getting to 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, you started feeling like, man, we're in a good spot now, and all the pressure's on them. You know, it's their place, it's their fans, they're rowdy, they're wanting to try to make something happen, and it was again an incredible environment. You know, an incredible environment. By the Sooner faithful here, and just as the game kind of went on, it kind of kept starting to play more and more into our game plan and into our hands there.
Wow. Tyler Bratton, MSU softball on the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line. They're going to the College World Series. They're in. All right, walk me through what's next, Tyler. Like, what's the schedule? What's next? What's happening for our listeners?
Well, yeah, it's kind of a unique opportunity, and being a former, you know, kind of travel guru, I did a lot of that stuff with Mississippi State baseball under John Cohen and, you know, Butch Thompson and Nick Mingione and all those guys, and, you know, the Omahas and all that stuff back in 2013. But this year's a little bit different. When we went to the Super Regional in Oklahoma, they actually had us staying in Oklahoma City. So we were taking 30, 35-minute bus rides every day to and from to get to the stadium. So with us finishing on Sunday, you know, it didn't make a whole lot of sense to travel back to Starkville on Monday just to come back on Tuesday. So yeah, we're just hanging out here in Oklahoma City. We got the girls up this morning, checked out of our hotel, came to a little facility to do some batting practice, kind of get them moving around, you know, do some foam rollers, do some band stretching, just kind of get them locked in on what it would normally be an off day, just kind of get them moving around a little bit today. And we'll go to the mall, kind of kill some time, and then we'll check into the new hotel that the NCAA has assigned for all the World Series teams.
Okay. Who do you play?
We've got Texas Tech. We open up the first game on Thursday with Texas Tech.
Wow. This is incredible. Tyler Bratton on the Out of Bounds show. MSU softball just went and beat Oklahoma on their home field. The best, most dominant softball program in the country. I got 1 minute, Tyler. What makes Delaney Everett so special?
She's got that dog in her. You know, that her mindset is second to none. She's the kind of kid that can turn it up a notch. You know, it's almost Rick Wild Thing Vaughn. For those Major League fans back home that have seen that movie from way back when, it's almost Wild Thing Vaughn. You know, when she gets the ball in her hand and she turns around, there's this look in her eye that you gotta come get the ball out of her hand. She don't want to get the ball up. You got to come take it out of her hand. And the more she gets into it, you know, I thought her best inning was the 6th inning, and this is somebody that hadn't had any starts at all this year. You know, it's kind of been Peja and Alyssa and Layla pretty much sprinkled throughout the year, and then Delaney's been coming on strong as of late, but she's one of those, as she kind of got into the game here, the flow of the game, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, I thought the 6th inning was her best inning, and it's just, she's special. She's special.
Wow.
Got the mentality built for it. You know, her mom and dad raised her that way. Her dad, you know, he passed away a year ago, highway patrolman in California, just instilled this toughness, this mental toughness and this fortitude of her, and she's special, man.
Dude, that is awesome. Tyler, congratulations to you and Samantha and everybody in the program and all the players, man. And we'll be rooting for you Thursday.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate you having me on. Hail State.
That guy is one of the best recruiters in the country. Now, they've known that for a while, but he knocked down the number 3 portal class in the country. Tyler Bratton, MSU softball on the Out of Bounds show. Samantha Ricketts, Tyler, and the players beat Oklahoma in the Super Regional. They'll play Texas Tech Thursday in the College World Series. Steve Robertson at 11:30.
trying to find some recruits.
All right, Selection Monday, college baseball. Out of bounds, ESPN 1059 The Zone, brought to you by Mississippi's College Town. Direct flights to and from Atlanta daily, and direct flights to and from Dallas-Fort Worth. You land, you're 15 minutes from Two Brothers. Right. You're 15 minutes, less than that, to Davis Wade. You're 15 minutes from Taste Italian Kitchen or Big E's Steakhouse. We're live in the Bank Plus studio. I'm your host, Bo Bounds. We're rolling on YouTube right now. Search Out of Bounds Sports. The YouTube channel is on a heater. It's on a heater. YouTube channel, Out of Bounds Sports. We've got so much content on there. It'd take you all summer to get through it. YouTube channel, Out of Bounds Sports. Bam. Steve Robertson will join us at 11:30 to recap, I guess, or talk about the regional in Starkville. Let's see. We have them, they're announcing them left and right.
They got the Austin Regional ready.
Okay, what you got?
Austin Regional. Texas, obviously the 1 seed. Holy Cross coming in with a 4.
Okay.
Tarleton State at number 3
Got
seed
it.
there.
Yeah.
Number 2 seed, UC Santa Barbara.
They're good.
That's a good 2 seed.
Those were 2 big wins for Southern Miss the first weekend of the
Yeah,
season.
earlier.
Yeah. Yeah. Those Santa Barbara, Cal State Fullerton, Cal Irvine teams
Never know.
there's so many people out there. They can get the pitching.
Yep.
And then fill in from there. When I was out at the 2007 College World Series, I hung out with a bunch of Cal Irvine anteaters. I think so. I hung out with a bunch of Irvine alums, and they were funny as hell. We ended up at a craft beer bar down in the district or whatever you call it there in Omaha, where all the restaurants and bars are, and they were great, and they were a ton of fun. And Irvine and Santa Barbara and Cal State Fullerton and all those type teams, Pepperdine has won it.
Yes.
Over the years, they've been able to put together, good teams. Of course, UCLA is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And they're the number 1 seed. And there you go.
Auburn, number 4 national seed.
Oh, Butch Thompson and Auburn? Well, they're good. Good Lord, they're good.
Alabama snuck the number 7 national seed.
And Rob Vaughn's done. Look, Butch Thompson at Auburn, fantastic job.
Wow.
Vaughn at
So they're at home, right?
Yeah.
Regionals and Super.
That won't even. Yeah. If you win,
Right, yeah,
you're
sure.
exactly right. The only way, if you're someone else, is for whoever you're matched up with in the Super Regional to lose.
Right.
And if you pull a good crowd and can fill your stadium like a Mississippi State,
Right.
who did that in 2007 when I don't remember who they were paired with,
They snuck one.
but it came down to Mississippi State and Clemson.
Oh,
The national seed that they were paired with, Clemson, I guess, beat that national seed.
right.
So they thought they were going to host, and Mississippi State hosted and won.
Wow. Yeah.
Clemson was good. I mean,
I bet they were mad.
legendary coach, too, who kind of like Polk was phenomenal but didn't win it. But, I mean, he's had people like Corbin and Sully under him. Y'all know what they've done.
Number 8 national seed announced.
Who?
Florida Gators.
Okay, yeah. So, and deserving.
Yes.
Sully in Florida had a hell of a year and did a good job.
I'll give you your top 4 right fast.
Yeah.
Obviously, you go UCLA number 1.
Okay.
Georgia Tech baseball number 2.
Yeah.
Georgia number 3. Auburn number 4.
Okay. Georgia, so impressive this year with
That's
Wes
crazy.
Johnson and
Yeah.
Will Coggin, the way that they can absolutely crush the baseball. 23-7 in league in the toughest league by a million miles. Not even close. It's not close. The number 1 toughest league, top to bottom, is the SEC, and then there's a big drop.
Oh, it's huge.
And then you can start talking about whoever. There's a bunch of weak leagues,
Yeah.
but you can start to talk about the second strongest, which I guess is the ACC
Yeah, I think
with North Carolina and Georgia Tech. And I mean, I know UCLA's out in the Big Ten,
but they
but-
have only ones.
yeah, and Oregon, did some good things, but Southern Cal had one Q1 win. What do I do with that? You know? So that's the deal there. What else do we
Tar
have?
Heels are number 5 seed.
Who is?
Tar Heels.
Yeah. Yeah, they had a hell of a year. God, they've been good forever.
That's Carolina stuff.
Kendall Rogers says he's with D1 Baseball. In our last projections, we nailed the top 8 in order.
Nice.
All right. I think Steve Robertson did too. Steve's been on this. I talked to him yesterday. He's been all over the RPI stuff and everything else for a long time. So, Atlanta Regional, Georgia Tech and UIC.
That's who you were just talking about, baby.
Cal
Irvine.
Irvine. Ooh.
UIC?
And then the Citadel in Oklahoma.
Ooh. That's at where? That's at Georgia Tech?
Yeah, and Georgia is Georgia and Long Island.
Okay.
That's 1 versus 4.
Right.
And Liberty, the Fighting Hugh Freezes.
That's right.
Against Boston College.
Oh, they're walking through that.
That's another ACC team.
Yeah, they're walking through that.
So
Georgia wins that with their 2s.
Oh, stop!
They win that.
That's
with their 2s.
that's overboard. You're a crazy man.
23-7.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. All right, let's see what we got here. If you see any others, let me know. We're rolling through here as we're watching it. Here we go.
Hit me.
Southern Miss is the number 9 national seed.
Wow.
They get Little Rock,
Okay.
which Kendall says is a dangerous number 4.
Okay.
Plus Jacksonville State, plus Virginia, Brian O'Connor's old school.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So Southern Miss gets Little Rock,
Right.
Jacksonville State, which is right over there in North Alabama,
Right.
and UVA.
Okay.
All right.
We'll find out where Ole Miss is and who State's having here shortly, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Yeah, we're rolling, man.
Yeah.
This is great. I'm
Probably
glad
have
we
it.
did this.
Yeah, probably have it on the other side of the break, though.
Having fun.
We do have a team in state that's headed to play in a World Series. Belhaven Blazers.
Shout out to Kevin Griffin and the Belhaven Blazers.
Yes, sir. The softball team is headed to do it again. They have railed off 4 regionals and 2 supers in the past 5 years.
Good
Now they're
Lord.
They're going to go play Fort Hall.
Good for them.
Yeah. It's a World Series, man.
Okay.
That's big time.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Anytime you get a real ring.
Yeah. Congratulations to the Belhaven Blazers
No doubt.
softball team. All they do is win in the postseason, which is hard and which is awesome. And congratulations to Belhaven softball and Mississippi State softball
Yes.
for winning and winning big. And to all the coaches and ladies that are kicking tail, all the work that it takes to continue to advance in the postseason, baby. Steve Robertson, genespage.com, 247 Sports will join us at 11:30. Brought to you by Mississippi's College Town and direct flights every day, back and forth, to and from Atlanta, to and from Dallas-Fort Worth, less than 15 minutes from campus or your favorite restaurant or bar. The street tacos at Two Brothers or the bolognese at Taste Italian Kitchen. Mississippi's College Town. Show is also brought to you by the Mississippi State University College of Business. Their students are competing coast to coast and winning. Check out what they're doing online today, business.msstate.edu. Dean Scott Grawl and the team are doing an amazing job for the College of Business at Mississippi State University.
You gonna show me the money.
Show me the money!
That's what Steve Robertson's saying.
Show me the money! Show me the money!
That's what Brian O'Connor's saying, and Ace Reese and Tomas. Here we go. Out of bounds, ESPN 1059 The Zone. Steve Robertson's pulling quadruple duty, watching the Selection Monday of the NCAA baseball regionals. Mississippi State will host. And Steve Robertson just posted it. He's all over it. He and David Murray have multiple articles going up. Mississippi State will welcome Cincinnati, Louisiana, and Lipscomb as the number 14 seed in the tournament. Steve, did I get that right?
You got it right.
Okay. All right. Well, you were on Thursday, and you said that they were hosting, and they were, and they are. How big a deal is that for Brian O'Connor in year one with what you and I've talked about, with all the pressure that they're under to win and win immediately with this baseball program, Steve?
Well, it's huge for obvious reasons. But, one of the things that I think a lot of people maybe are underscoring is, getting Ryan McPherson back. I mean, that was such a huge issue really throughout, the season. For basically 2 months, you didn't have your Friday night starter. Now you're getting him back. He's expected to be full go in the regional. And, we'll just kind of move forward. But, yeah, I look for State to make some racket in this thing.
All right, 14th seed. Do you feel good about that? You okay with it?
I being 13, I think Oregon is too high. But I think if you're Mississippi State and you didn't win a series in the month of May, you can't be upset about where you're seated. The reality of it is you got to take care of business. And State did enough to get a host, but let some meat on the bone. And, now you just kind of move forward. It's a new season, and you get to begin it at home.
Yeah. Look, it's been since 2021. This is a big deal for genespage.com, right? It's a big deal for the Out of Bounds show, but it's also a big deal for Starkville and Mississippi State University this week to welcome in thousands of people, right?
Oh, and it's so, listen, we got so many friends, man, that run small businesses here in Starkville, and their livelihood depends on the success of the Mississippi State athletics programs. And so, to have basically what's a bonus weekend that we hadn't had in, a few years, it's a huge deal for the community. And, we got a lot of people, man, that have been so emotionally invested in Mississippi State sports, and it's good to see them kind of get some payoff because, let's be honest, Bo, at the beginning of the year, we all said, hey, that a regional was pretty much assumed. And then for a while there, it looked like it might be a little bit dicey, but ultimately you get it. Now you move forward and you get ready to go play some baseball.
See, I look at it, I think I kind of look at it like you than some of the fans, and love their passion and fanatical and their commitment. But I think this was a hell of a year, considering it was their first year to put together a roster in 60 days. And like you just said, you lost McPherson for almost 3 months, Steve. How do you see it?
Oh, I see it that way, too. I think this year is a success. But I also agree with Brian O'Connor that ultimately teams are judged on how their seasons end, and I think that's an important aspect of this thing, too, that, that 2018 team, that, started out, 2-7 in the SEC and ended up going to Omaha. I mean, it's one of the most beloved teams in school history, and they had a terrible regular season, but yet they ended up going to Omaha and losing to the eventual national champion. And so this story about this season is still to be written.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, so I'll be honest. I know these teams, and I understand these teams have been in NCAA regional play before. And we just got you on, and it was just announced, so you haven't been able to do a deep dive here. Do you have, and we can do this again tomorrow, but do you have any takeaway on the draw, Steve?
Well, number one, I like the draw. You've got kind of a mid-level Big 12 team in Cincinnati. Louisiana is a team that kind of got hot late, and they run a great program down there.
Sure.
But, they took down Coastal in the Sun Belt. And so they'll come in here as a 3, and Lipscomb, of course, is the team that Mississippi State swept earlier this year. So, yeah, I think it's a favorable draw, and I think you got to be happy about where you are because really you avoid a lot of these baseball schools in the Power 5 from the ACC that, are just, teams that are expected to make runs in these tournaments. And so I think that's the thing. As far as draws go for a 14 seed, I don't know that Mississippi State could have done better.
Okay. I agree with you. I mean, not that these teams can't, everybody can play to a certain extent. You don't ever know when you're going to get a guy who's filthy on the mound, throwing a bunch of breaking stuff and whatever, but that's just part of the deal. So all in all, you feel pretty damn good about the draw, right?
Oh, I do. I feel great about, number one, I think the seed was about what we expected, and then the draw may have been better than we expected. I really thought we may get like a 2 seed from the ACC. So I think you got to feel kind of good about where things sit and kind of what you're doing as you move forward. And the great thing is there'll be postseason baseball in Starkville this weekend, and you never know what's going to happen. And if you win the regional, you're paired up with Georgia, which hadn't been a good proposition for State, but you would think at some point maybe the law of averages comes in for the Bulldogs and they learn a little bit more every time. So.
Sure. Okay. This will be debated the next day or so. Well, a million times. How would you throw Tomas or would you throw McPherson or Duke in game 1?
Duke threw 4 perfect innings against Lipscomb in his last start, but I think I would go with McPherson. If he's good to go and feels like that he's ready, that's who I go with. Then you throw Tico in game 2,
okay, and
then you have the opportunity to bring Duke in to the first regional final type game against probably Louisiana or Cincinnati. But I would absolutely throw McPherson in game 1 because this is a team that you know well, a team that you've already dominated. Everybody's got an ace, but you've already seen their weekend pitching. So I feel like that's probably the safe play.
Steve Robertson, genespage.com. They just dropped several articles on the Starkville Regional. Mississippi State will host again for the first time since 2021 in Brian O'Connor's first year. No one has to jump off the ledge today. And Steve and I both said on Thursday they were in, for whatever reason, there were people in the Mississippi State fan base who were just defiant. That almost talking themselves and the fan base into why they shouldn't host. They're deserving, and they absolutely deserve to be one of the 16 seeds to host. And it's the greatest college baseball atmosphere in the country, and it's not close. LSU and Arkansas are not close. Steve Robertson on the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line. Real quick on softball, Steve, we just had Tyler Bratton on. You've known Tyler forever because of his JUCO, Ron Polk, John Cohen connection, Samantha Ricketts, Tyler Bratton, and this team. Steve, they go to Oklahoma, the most dominant program the last decade plus in softball, and win a super regional on their field to punch their ticket to the College World Series. What is your reaction to that?
Well, it's, who would have ever thought, right? It's one of those things like when something like this happens, you really get the sense of how historic it is. And that's the thing that I think you look back now is, State had never even won a super regional game. And then you win game 1 and you start thinking, well, maybe this is possible, but you know what? Maybe we've done enough. But it's a good thing that Tyler Bratton and Samantha Ricketts and that staff didn't feel that way, and certainly those players. And they've made a lot of people proud in a venue, in a sport that perhaps that people didn't expect to have. And it's just incredible. And just watching that thing yesterday, man, it was just, they get the lead and you just start holding your breath a little bit. And they kept tacking on. But what an incredible pitching performance. I mean, the greatest pitching performance in the history of Mississippi State softball because of the stakes and because of the venue. And I don't think anybody could be prouder.
I mean, Delaney Everett. Oh, my. And they have several that are like considered, stars in front of her on the team. And she just takes it and shoves it over the. I mean, the drill, Steve. It's like beating UConn in basketball back in whenever the hell that was, right?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And that's, I made mention on my own show. It's like, the advancements that Mississippi State has made in women's athletics in the last decade is probably something that has not been championed enough. It is absolutely incredible. I mean, you win the SEC title for the first time in soccer just a couple of years ago. And of course, the ladies play for 2 national championships in women's basketball, and now the softball team's going to the Women's College World Series in Oklahoma City. It's just absolutely remarkable how far things have come in the last several years for women's sports in Mississippi State. Let's be honest, there were a lot of years we just kind of fielded a team because we had to.
Yeah.
Now here we are competing for things on a national level.
You're right. And Newsfield, Tommy Noose, great guy, unbelievable alum. Dad coached football at Mississippi State, leaves 40-something years ago to go to Houston, Texas, does very well and gives back. And Noose Park and all that's and, I mean, Tyler Bratton, what a good dude and what a hell. I mean, he learned how to recruit like a big dog under Cohen and Mingione and Butch. I mean, he got the number 3 portal class, Steve. He and Samantha. That's rock star type stuff.
Oh, it is. It's absolutely incredible. And I got to head to the dude now because we get to speak to Brian O'Connor and some players, and we'll have content on all that up here this afternoon.
All right, bud. Hey, thanks for the quick hit. Go to genespage.com. They'll be all over it today in the next few days going into the regional. Thanks, Steve.
See you, bud.
All right, Steve Robertson, genespage.com on the Out of Bounds show, brought to you by Mississippi's College Town. Direct flights to and from Atlanta and to and from Dallas-Fort Worth daily. Less than 15 minutes from campus or your favorite restaurant or bar. I've taken those flights. It's so nice to be able to drive out there. And obviously, you don't have to wait in line, all that stuff. It's great. Jump in an Uber when you fly in and you're excited to be at your alma mater and you're at Two Brothers or Older Brother or Taste Italian Kitchen in minutes. Or you're at the game, whether it's Duty Noble, Davis Wade, the Hump, or whatever, in minutes. All right. What else do we have? Evidently, Southern Miss pulled a tough
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. So, okay, D1 had Arkansas hosting over Mississippi State, which made no sense.
Why?
But that's fine. Kendall and them do a great job.
Sure.
Let me give you the Supers matchups.
Yes.
This will be good. This is what y'all, I just saw a text here on my, here, let's do the Super Regional matchups. Bo Bounds, Jackson Meadows with you. We are the Out of Bounds show. We're brought to you by Pearl River Resort, Geyser Falls, and Philip M. Steakhouse, pearlriverresort.com. All right, here we go. UCLA, West Virginia.
Okay.
They go by towns.
Yeah.
Los Angeles, Morgantown, but let's go with teams. Georgia Tech, Kansas regionals. All right. Georgia, Mississippi State. All right. Auburn, Nebraska. The first one is the national seed, by the way. I should have said that. North Carolina, Texas A&M. All right. Texas, Oregon. Alabama, Florida State. Florida, Southern Miss.
Wow.
There you go.
Yeah, so Southern had it hard out the jump.
Yeah.
And then that.
So that is what we're looking at. And of course, West Virginia is the 16th seed. And Kentucky baseball got in.
Wow.
Nick Mingione and Kentucky baseball
Snuck in there.
got in. And that's a big deal for, well,
How'd they
Kentucky
miss that?
fans don't care. It's a big deal for Nick Mingione.
Yes.
So, and it helps. Scott Strickland was on the NCAA baseball committee. MSU alum,
Yes.
former MSU athletic director, worked for Mitch Barnhart at Kentucky, now current Florida AD. He was the guy that was lobbying for all the SEC teams. He did a hell of a job.
He did.
I mean, look at
look
what
at it.
shook out here.
Yeah.
So he, the Gators were, and you got to step out of the room. The Gators definitely deserved a national seed. Mississippi State deserved to host. And then we mentioned you have 7 SEC teams hosting.
Yes.
So that's a ton of fun.
So you literally have the possibility of having how many teams be a region or super regional host? 7?
Well, yeah.
Or no, well, supers would not
Well,
count.
supers, you like a Mississippi State has to have Georgia lose.
Right. To
host their
right.
super.
I'm saying that, but SEC teams that would host it more than likely end up hosting a super here. Georgia or Mississippi State, you're guaranteed at least one SEC team to host a super there. I think you're guaranteed a couple more.
Yeah.
They're going to end up hosting 3 or 4 of these things.
I would think so. Look, because Auburn is really good.
Yes, they are.
Georgia, unfortunately, is
Real good.
filthy. And
All
I
they
mean,
do is-
dude, Texas is really good. Schlossnagle has a hell of a squad. We saw that this year. Mississippi State, had to go out there. Brutal stretch. I mean, you played at Texas,
yeah.
Auburn at home,
Tough.
at A&M. 2 of them were national seeds, and the other
Yeah.
is a host in Texas A&M. That's who you finished with. Texas at Texas, national seed. Auburn at home, national seed.
Yeah.
At A&M, a host like you.
And if I would have told you they got swept twice this year, you would have, thought it was in there somewhere, right?
Well, I think you would have thought that they wouldn't
Well, they wouldn't be national.
make but then they swept a bunch of teams too around getting swept twice.
True.
And here's where I give them credit: they avoided getting swept at Texas and at Texas A&M.
Oh yeah.
And they had by far and away the toughest 9 games to end. And you saw their strength of schedule jump from like 38 to whatever it is, 7 or something. I just said it. It was 7, Mississippi State. So yeah, man, this is exciting.
And Ole Miss is where? We know that yet?
Yes, let's find out where the Rebs are going because they got to be excited too.
Heck yeah. Season baseball.
All right, they're going to Nebraska.
Oh, that's right. All right, headed to Nebraska. Oh, that's hey.
All right, so Nebraska and
Cool.
then South Dakota State
Okay.
and Arizona State
Yeah.
and Ole Miss.
That's still a good draw.
Yeah, sure. 2 and 3 will play each other. Bianco and Arizona State will play in Lincoln, and of course Nebraska's the number 1 seed.
Right.
And the South Dakota State, which I didn't watch any South Dakota State baseball.
Bison.
Not that they don't have a good player or 2
That's right.
or 3, but and they play it. Okay,
What?
Nebraska plays at Hawks Field at Haymarket Park.
Hey, Mark. Okay.
Interesting. We got to. They're in.
Hey, Market Park.
Mike Bianco
That's a
has been
good-looking
to
park.
a. It does look pretty cool.
pretty
If that
good-looking park.
picture is the pick,
Yeah, that's pretty.
yeah, I like that.
Good for
No
them.
doubt.
I wasn't sure they played baseball out there.
Well, they didn't for a long time,
Yeah, right.
and
Just ran the
I think
football?
they've been to the CWS once.
Really?
I think so, Jackson. I think so.
All I ever know is that they ran the football a lot. They just kept running.
Tom Osborne.
They just kept running.
Well, they had a legendary coach prior to him, but Tom Osborne knew how to run the football
They-
and play good
They
defense,
toted the rock.
and built the most cutting edge strength and conditioning program coming out of the 70s. And
Wait. What now? Hold on. Run that
they
back.
were known. They built the Taj Mahal of strength and conditioning, weight room, and cutting edge program, and than anybody else in college football.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, look at them Huskers.
And look, that's not a state that just has an enormous amount of football talent.
No.
And then he created a walk-on program that was probably the best walk-on program in the history of college football, considering how many of those guys would walk on, red shirt, work out,
What?
get bigger, and start for Nebraska. That's what Tom Osborne did.
He just took walk-ons like that?
Yeah. He did both. I mean, they signed good
yeah,
players.
Sure. Yeah. No, it was
Um,
Nebraska.
yeah.
They got the pick of the litter back then, right?
They were, yeah. But what they built it, they were able to recruit nationally.
Until they lost it.
And so for 30 years, and then Osborne would come up. Switzer owned him,
Right.
even though Nebraska some years would just lose one game
Right.
to
Him.
Oklahoma. Switzer was a ferocious recruiter and did better in Texas than Nebraska. Of course, proximity too
Right.
to Dallas, Fort Worth, 2.5 hours down the road from Norman. And then eventually it flipped. Switzer gets fired for NCAA violations.
Really.
Several years later, in the mid-'90s, Nebraska rips off 3 national titles.
They were up to 3 in the 90s?
He ripped 3 in the 90s. I know it's kind of skewed. There's no real national champion until the BCS went into play in 98, but they ripped off 3 with Tommy Frazier and then Scott Frost.
Oh, Scott Frost.
Yeah.
All right. Scott Frost won one.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
Where's Tim Couch from?
Tim Couch went to Kentucky.
Okay, it wasn't Nebraska, right?
Oh, like his home. I don't.
Okay,
I
all
think.
right.
I think he was actually a Kentucky kid.
He was a Hyde, Kentucky. Yeah. Hayden, Kentucky.
And somehow Bill Curry was able to sign him, decided not to play him, and then in one of the most unbelievable moves in SEC history, CM Newton, athletic director at Kentucky, hired Hal Mumme and Mike Leach, and they drove Tim Couch to be the number 1 pick in the NFL
That's
draft.
incredible still.
Yeah.
Man,
Mumme had a great quote about not playing, almost like how the hell did you not play Tim Couch? But yes, we will play him day one. Something like that. I'm paraphrasing. All right, y'all have a good Monday, right? And Memorial Day, and we'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Ole Miss in the Nebraska Regional, Southern Miss hosting, Mississippi State hosting. You've got all the seeds, the national seeds and the 16 seeds, and Mississippi State softball in the College World Series and Belhaven softball in the College World Series. For Jackson Meadows, I'm your host, Bo Bounds. Thanks for listening to the Out of Bounds Show. Driven by your next GMC Sierra truck. Man, are those good-looking vehicles. At Fowler GMC, Fowler. Hit the website right now, FowlerGMC.com.